We'll see how this works out here. Let's get you hooked up. There we go. All right, we'll see how that works. What do we think? I think that'll work. All right, let's do it. What's up, guys? Hello, hello. Let me get this stream going here. I was trying to figure something out, and I think we're good. All right, ready? Let's roll into it. Here we go. Listen up, miners. I gotta ask, what mining pool do you have your ASICs on? Now the bigger question, why? Reliability, security. Listen up, miners. I gotta ask, what mining pool do you have your ASICs on? Now the bigger question, why? Reliability, security, profitability, and uptime are must-haves for serious crypto miners. All reasons why I've been running my new Bitcoin, Caspa, and script miners on viabtc.com. Viabtc.com has a unique, one-of-a-kind mining mechanism called smart mining, which unlocks higher returns for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash miners. In addition, what sets viabtc.com apart is their hourly payouts, auto withdrawal, and conversion system, which I gotta say is super convenient. Go check out viabtc.com today via the link in today's video description and tell them the Hobbyist Miner sent you. Hello, hello. How we doing, guys? Let me get this music on. All right, let's see here. There we go. Let me know if that's too bumping for you guys if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. Good afternoon. How you guys doing? So, yeah, here we are. I was a quick little delay, to apologize. So we're not only streaming on YouTube, we're also streaming on Twitter, and just this time, for the first time, we are actually live streaming on TikTok. So if you guys follow me on TikTok, honestly, do me a favor, go over there, check it out, and let me know how the live stream looks, how it sounds, because I've never done this before on TikTok, so this should be a lot of fun. But thanks for coming to hang out, guys. This is something that I've wanted to start for a very, very long time. And so I hope you guys can hold me to it. I'm going to try to do almost every week, Tuesdays, 12:30. Next week will be the exception because I'll be at Mining Disrupt. But I would like to start doing live Q&A for about an hour and a half. Just every week. There's so many new people stepping into the scene. So many people that have questions. And this is a perfect outlet because I get a ton of questions on YouTube in the comments. And I just can't get to all of them. And a lot of them are repeat on the same subject and such. So I'm like, all right, let's start this session. So this is literally going to be me just hanging out, doing pure Q&A. I don't have anything prepared. I don't have anything like planned to go over. I'm not going to share anything on the screen. It's just going to be you and I hanging out, having a good time. So anyways, this is where we're at. So go ahead and post in chat. Let me know that live is working if you guys don't mind. I did see you guys chatting a little bit there earlier. And it looks like that the questions feature is starting to work, which is great. So go ahead. If you guys have a question, please go ahead and ask it. There's several people. There we go. There's Jose Lopez. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming to hang out with us, guys. Thanks for testing out TikTok. It's our first time on there. Hello to people on Twitter. Hello to people on YouTube. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. The music's got to go, 100%. All right, music's gone. The Hobbyist fireside chats. Yeah, we want like, if I want music, it's got to be super quiet so it doesn't bother people. So I turned the music down a ton. So we are good to go there. But yeah, thank you guys very much for joining over on TikTok, trying this thing out, seeing how it goes. Good morning, afternoon. I guess if you're on the West Coast, this is a good morning for you. If you're on the East Coast, it's good afternoon. How is that music now? I cranked it down a ton. If it's still distracting, we'll just get rid of it entirely. It is not necessary. But yeah, here we are. We are going to jump into some questions here. If you're on YouTube, you don't have to be on YouTube, but if you're on YouTube, I did start a QA thing at the top. So check at the top. There's like a little white bar. How does that work? Here we go. Okay. There we go. I was trying to figure that out. And there's a little white bar. You can ask your questions there. Sorry guys, getting my feet kind of under me here. If you did ask a question earlier, and you didn't ask it with the question feature, you want to ask it again. I'm going to try to pull from there. It's going to be a little bit easier because when I pull directly from the questions, then I can highlight them and I can show them up on up in the chat and everything like that, which will be pretty cool. So we're going to be hanging out for an hour and a half, guys, and plenty of time to chat, plenty of time to dig into questions here. But before we do, something I had on my agenda here, I did have a few things. So I want to go over a little bit of items here, and then we're going to jump into it. This will give you guys some time to load up on questions, which I think is great. So let me bring this up. So as always, have to give let's move this over here, which is good. And huge shout out. I want to give some shout outs to a few people, more specifically members, people that have joined the Nomi squad, the member squad, that's paid every single month. So I do appreciate you guys. You guys are getting 1 to 2 private members only videos a week. Absolutely 1, sometimes 2 midweek. I actually have a members video dropping tomorrow. So I see Bare Naked Miner there in chat. But new members, Miner Grind, RAE, Patricia, Paland, Richard Murphy, Anthony Henson, Dave Hall, Andres, Hernandez, Casey Moulton. Thank you guys all. Honestly, thank you guys very much for being members on the channel. Huge shout out to you guys, especially new people. There's Miner Grind, man. Love this new channel. Joined this morning. Thank you. Make sure you link your Discord and your YouTube, because then there's a private channel in Discord for the Nomi squad, the members. But yes, thank you very much there. Marcelo coming in from Chile. Love the content. Well, glad. I'm so thankful for that. The last thing I do want to share with you guys, and then we're jumping into questions. We're hitting it hard today. Looking forward to it. Welcome to the people over joining on TikTok. I see you guys jumping in on TikTok. Hello. TikTok, first time streaming on TikTok. So hopefully you guys tell me like if it looks good. Comment in the chat. I'm still trying to figure out how this whole TikTok thing works. So please let me know. I'm learning as I go. I'm new. I'm a newbie over there on the TikTok side of things. Anyways, last thing. If you guys have not been on my website, before we jump into questions here, thehobbyistminer.io. I'm going to put it in, I can at least post it on YouTube and also post it on Twitter. Guess what? If you scroll down or go to the very top right, we now have a podcast. And guys, the podcast has 70 episodes on it already and has already broke 1,000 downloads. 1,000 downloads, which is absolutely wild. So I'm going to put another link in chat right to the podcast. Go over and check it out. You can look on any major podcast platform. Look for the Everyday Miner. Everyday Miner, you'll see my mugshot. You'll see some Bitcoins in the graphic. It is on every major podcast platform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total platforms. So if it's not on the platform you use, please reach out to me, DM me, hit me up on YouTube, Discord, and let me know what platform you're using. If you don't see it available over there, go check it out. Go subscribe. There's over 70 episodes that you guys can find. And honestly, scroll through it because there are so many. You can go back and check out episodes from 3 years ago that are still relative today, talking about mining, talking about profitability, talking about home mining. So go check it out for sure. All right, so we're jumping into questions. If you're on Twitter, I'm going to try to monitor chat. If you're on TikTok, I'm going to try to monitor chat here. I haven't seen anybody talk on TikTok yet. So if you have posted in there, please let me know. I'm trying to figure out how to even see the chat. But if you're on YouTube, my goal is I started the ask questions thing. It's at the top. And so I can flip over to those. So those are actually a whole different chat. And I'm going to try to pull questions from there to make it a little bit easier. So please make sure that you use that feature so that I can grab your questions, and that should work out well. So here is a great question. I'm trying to see. It won't let me scroll up. This is really annoying. I can't even read that one. Okay. Should I keep my mining business wallet separate from cash buy and sell wallets? So this is, look at that. That'll go ahead and swap it up. It shows it in chat, which is pretty sweet. This question is coming in from Bare Naked Miner. Great question. Should you separate your business wallets from any other wallets you have? Yes, yes, and yes. Now, it absolutely requires more management, right? You have to be managing the different the funds and everything like that. But the nice thing is you can take your business wallet, and this is why I encourage people to do. I jump on a lot of consulting calls talking about this on like making mining a business, and go ahead and keep everything separate. Absolutely everything separate. One, if you ever have some crazy audit that happens, it's all separated. But two, if you go ahead and actually use a platform like Coinly, you can put in your wallet address and it pulls all your tax documentation that you need, and then you're ready to go. So the nice thing is that you can then move that over, and that keeps everything separate, right? Your wallet is separate. All the transactions are separate. Something like Coinly has all your tax preparation documents for crypto mining separate. I highly recommend you keep everything separate as much as you can. And if you're going to take profits even from your crypto mining wallet over to like your personal wallet, perfect. It's separated, right? There's record, everything's on the blockchain. So that is absolutely the avenue I would go. Great question over there from Bare Naked Miner. Guys, once again, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and post your question under the question section up top. That's going to be the best way to go with this. And I'm learning how to do this. Okay, I could close your question and now get ready for another question, which is cool. Love to see it. Let's see. Dude, you guys got some questions coming in here. Some of these I can grab, some of these I can't. This is another, I'm going to take, this is a separate question from Bare Naked Miner, but was earlier on. So I do want to answer it. Mining Zcash and Dash. Should I sell my miners now or keep mining? So that's a really good question. So Zcash right now is pumping like crazy. And I honestly think this is this a bubble? Is this not a bubble? Because that's the question most likely that comes to mind for you, right? You're like, is this a bubble that we're currently in, and is it going to pop tomorrow? Or is this like something we're going to see run for a year? I've heard all different things about Zcash. I don't know how much is true regarding the fact that BlackRock is involved with this. Binance is involved with this massive Zcash pump. Bitmain is involved with, coming out with new miners. So all of that being said, I would absolutely, okay, if I was in your I don't have a Z15 Pro and I no longer have a D9. I sold it a long time ago. And you might be like, oh man, are you kicking yourself like that you sold it? No, because you can only make decisions in the moment. Living on hopium for down the road is not going to pay off. It's just going to literally set you behind significantly. So if you have a Z15 Pro, if you have Zcash, D9 Dash, take your profits when you can. I would honestly be taking profits daily. Maybe take half of that Zcash, have half of it go into Zcash, the other half of it into Bitcoin. Take advantage of this for sure. Now, when it comes down on the miner side of them, you got to make a decision. Like, miners are assets. It's called hardware arbitrage, and it's something to really consider as much as you can. Of your miner is a asset. If you are keeping that miner until it makes nothing, I'm going to be honest, be straightforward with you. You're being a fool. You're not a loyalist to anything. You're not an OG to anything. You're foolish. I've made this mistake in the past with some of the early Caspa miners. And this is why I say I was a fool. I made a bad decision. I had older miners that I held till literally they make nothing and they're not worth the scrap that they were built with. So I highly recommend that you take profits, but also take profits on the miners too. Great example. Buying an L9 right now, $6,500, $6,000 is crazy. But go back 6 months ago, it was selling for $17,000. If all of a sudden Dogecoin goes back up to 42 cents, you bet your butt I am selling my L9s, because I will make more profit in a quick 10 grand right then and there versus mining that out over the next year. So you absolutely want to make smart choices. So make a decision. If you're happy where you are, take the profits when you can. Sell those miners. They're in huge demand. Take a Z15 Pro, throw it on eBay for like 15 grand. Mine with it in the meantime, and maybe some crazy person will come along and buy it. And don't feel guilty about it. You're in this to make money. You're not running a charity. Great question though, Bear Naked Miner. Love to see it. Let me swap over here a little bit to the live chat. I don't know. There's tons of people joining on TikTok, but I'm not seeing questions or like even comments here. So maybe I'm not seeing the chat properly, which that's most likely the case here. Let's look. Hang on. What is that? Oh, I don't know. Weird. Let me just do test real quick. Guys, once again, we're testing out being on TikTok. Oh, it just shows up there. Okay, cool. I guess it's working as expected. Let me go ahead and catch up a little bit here on YouTube, see what's going on, see how you guys are doing. I don't know if YouTube chat is updating really slow. Can somebody like say something in YouTube chat? Like, I don't know. Celsius, can you guys post that in YouTube chat? Because I don't know if it's updating, to be honest with you. So please let me know, because I want to make sure that it's working. I'm seeing questions come in on the question side, but like the live chat has nothing. So I want to make sure that is it just me? Let me restore chat. And then we're going to pop it back out. Yo, Boons. Okay, you guys are. Okay, there we go. I had to restore the chat. It wasn't working right. So we're good. But great questions. Thank you guys for keeping me in check there. All right, let's go back to our questions here. This is where I'm pulling from today over on YouTube. I'll try to grab any on Twitter or any on TikTok, wherever I can. Does it let me get rid of questions? No. I'll just run down the list here. How Amplifier Gamering's coming in. And he just asked a great question. How's your day going? It's good. Busy. I had a meeting this morning at 10 to 11. Grabbed a quick snack. Got a few things done. So administrative stuff done. I do every single day. Testing 1, 2, 3. Thank you, DWH. I appreciate you testing out chat for me on TikTok. How's the TikTok stream, DWH? Let me know. This is my first time doing this. Other than that, we got this going on right now. Our live stream till about 1:30. No, 12:30, 1:32, 2 o'clock. And then I have an afternoon of recording 2 videos and prepping everything for the video dropping tomorrow. I'm excited for the video tomorrow. You guys might not. I don't know if you guys will like it. I'm sure, but I'm excited for it. Allowed me to kind of put on my tinkering hat and kind of figure out how to make something work, and it worked out well. So my day's going good. Busy day ahead. Content for sure. I'm leaving for Mining Disrupt on Monday, so I am going to be gone for the week. So I'm double recording this week so that there is content available for next week for you guys. So Amplifier Gaming, thanks for asking, man. I appreciate that. The questions, ask at the top if you guys can. I'm going to try to pull from them. So like there's a white bar at the top. You click on it. You can ask a question. Try to put your questions there if you guys don't mind, which I love to see. It just makes it easier for me to pull from. And I can go ahead and post it bring it up on stream. So it works out perfectly. So going down the list, let's see. Amplifier Gaming, you have a second question here. We're going to jump on. Caspa, Neoxa, and Flux absolutely collapsing. So there's a lot there. And we'll unpack it right now. Let's go. Like, this is what this is for. I got energy drink. We're jumping into it. So let's talk about Neoxa and Flux right now. So Neoxa first. I think Neoxa is not doing well, and I'm really frustrated with that because I have smart nodes. I've been running them for a while. I bought them when they were like $2,000 a smart node, and so I got $6,000 in original purchase for the million Neoxa each. And it sucks because Neoxa has moved away from the core of what it was built for and what the ecosystem and the tokenomics was built for. And it shows, right? It absolutely shows as to why Neoxa is not doing well. It's at its core roots, what sets a project apart? And is it continuing to go down that avenue? A great example of that is Neoxa was built so that when people played video games that were integrated within the Neoxa ecosystem, you could earn Neoxa. Love it. Love that concept. Was totally different at the time of the launch. They allowed mining as long with it, and then they came out with smart nodes, but they moved entirely away from like gaming being the main focus and the main profiteering avenue for Neoxa, and they moved away to it, to like mining and then into their smart node. It lost its luster, and Neoxa has launched this arcade crap and some other stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, your roadmap talked about like these mass integrations with Fortnite and CSGO, and like, where was your marketing around that? Why didn't you team up with these major game manufacturers? Like, it's just, there was so much opportunity with Neoxa. And honestly, I think they need fresh leadership over there in order to get them back to their roots and be, I mean, literally, they need a team of marketing in that is what I feel like. TikTok, good. Watching on YouTube, though. How's the new shed? Oh, great question. We'll talk about the shed in a few minutes. Going to be over there Thursday recording. Cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. Anyways, Flux and Caspa. Caspa is awesome, and it has massive speed behind it, and it's a very cool blockchain, but it needs business development. Take off your decentralized crypto development mindset. Okay. Oh, if we build it, they will come. The answer is no, because there's a million different things getting built, all different crypto projects. Caspa needs business development. They need use case. They need value on an outside perspective, like Web 2 value, or they need some type of partnership with some S&P 500 company that will utilize their blockchain for the fast speeds and reliability. Until they do that, Caspa is going to just flatline just where it is. Like, in today's world, there's so many different crypto projects out there. Give the outside of crypto space a reason to see value in your project. Honestly, Flux is where it is right now because of the fact of Flux is in massive identity crisis. Flux has not known what direction to go from an outside perspective looking in years, and they will come forward and they will argue with you. But guess what? Have you stuck to one thing and mastered one thing and been very good at one thing and led the industry in one thing? No. You've literally done 1,000 different things, and every few months it changes, and it never gets off the ground, and it never is the best of the best. And now we've gone ahead and completely left behind where our core was, our root was, which was proof of work mining. I'm not saying you have to stay directly in the mining scene, but you had a fantastic idea to put together a true proof of useful work where your traditional proof of work GPUs could pivot over to any AI or compute demand, get paid out in Flux, and then go back to it. Brilliant idea. Love it. Use case for the blockchain, use case for the hardware on it. But where did you go wrong? You took years to get it out into actually the public hands because you wanted to build your own operating system to run it. Why? Why are we reinventing the wheel? Why did you not just go to HiveOS, go to the other GPU platforms, and just go, let's work together to integrate this? Everybody and their brother traditionally uses HiveOS. Why would you create a whole nother operating system? Integrate it with HiveOS, make it a little checkbox. Done. You spent years, time, and money into developing, and it was such a shame that you guys ended up going that way. It's absolutely wild. So that's why I think Flux, Neoxa, and Caspa are absolutely struggling right now. Do I recommend you sell any of it? Absolutely not. It is not a loss unless you sell. Hold on to it, guys. That's what I'm doing. Guess what? I will ride some of those to zero, 100%. Great question, by the way. Great question. Thank you guys very much for answering that. Guys, we're going for an hour and a half, and this is the style. These are the tangents that I'm going to be going on. So feel free to ride along with me. Ask the questions where you can. I'll try to get to them on TikTok and on Twitter, and I have YouTube, the question feature at the top. Shout out, by the way, the members coming in here. I saw Bare Naked Miner. I saw Dave Hall, Joey Gambit coming in, moderating. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. I do appreciate you. Let's see here. I'm going to select this question from Sunil. I apologize for butchering your name. Let's move this over here. He says, I recently got the BMM 101 device. I'm a little confused about running a node. Could you please brief me on that? So if you watch the video that I talked about with the BMM 101, there is a GitHub guide in the video description that you can go ahead and follow. And you can use that. Believe it or not, the way the hardware is set up, I think you use it like an SD card, and you front load it, and then you plug it in. It allows you to connect to it, and that's the way to go. And then it gets it all set up and ready to go for you. So take a look at that GitHub guide. If you still can't find it, feel free to reach out to email me. And you can email me. My email address is on my website, thehobbyistminer.io, and I will get you the guidance you need. Hopefully, Sunil, that helps you out. And I'm glad you ended up getting the BMM 101. I have 3 of them and absolutely love them. Coming in, great question here. Guys, if you're on TikTok, I'm going to try to get your questions as much as I can as well. Once again, guys, I'm doing this now every week from 12:30 to 2. This is a full AMA. Just quick fire, ask a question, and I'm going to answer them. We're not sharing screens. We're not jumping on other things. We're not talking gaming, politics, Pokemon cards. It is literally right here. We are answering your questions that maybe I haven't gotten to as much as we can. Great question here. Dave Hall. Dave Hall's coming in. Are you still running your S9 on Brains with the lower hash rate? Yes, yes, and yes. I still have my my S9 over in my first ASIC mining shed on the workbench. Keep an eye out for it in my videos. It is running Brains on it. I have turned down to 300 watts, and it is solo mining on the Brains platform, on the Brains solo mining pool. I've actually thought of a really fun idea that I thought about doing. Is like, now I don't recommend you do this. This is just for content, okay? So you can get an S9 for like $50. It is not profitable. It does not make you money. It is like a 10-year-old miner. Don't go out and buy one unless you want to tinker, play, and learn. It's $50, as I said. Now, that being said, I'm thinking about, I want to find, and I don't recommend you do this. Do not do this. Are you listening? I want to go ahead and find a hosting company in another country, like Paraguay or South Africa or Russia or whatever, that has like, what is advertising 1 cent electric, and send my S9 there. Like, maybe even an S19, just like something I already have that's not profitable anywhere in the United States, like not profitable at all. And just like as a proof case to see, like, do they actually even run it, or do they steal it? Does it get seized by the government if mining gets banned in that country? Is it crazy profitable because the fact of the electric rate is so low? How often is it up, or is it constantly down? Like, I'm thinking about doing that. I think that would be a lot of fun. But thank you very much for asking that question there. I do appreciate it, Dave Hall. Good question. I'm going to take a quick breather, check back in on the live chat, guys. What are we saying here? Your volume is really low. I had to put my PC up all the way. Let me check here. Anyone else seeing that? Anyone else feel my microphone is really low? Let me check. I'm checking a few things here. Let's see. Okay. Sound. All right, now you guys got me concerned. This would probably just be on YouTube and on TikTok. Oh, it turned it down. Why did it turn it down? You're right. Thank you for telling me. Windows turned down my microphone. It should be 10 times better. I just cranked it back up where it should be. So I do apologize. Incoming loud noises for those of you guys that are over on YouTube and Twitter. It's about to get significantly louder. Guys, posting question : in chat is not going to get me to do the question. All the questions are up top via the bar. Click on the bar where it says ask me a question, and then you can enter a question. It just makes it easier for me to manage questions, guys. Honestly, please go in and post your questions there. Joey, if you can kind of like guide people on that would be perfect. All right, I just turned it back up. Sorry about that, guys. I think we're good to go now. What's up, Gabe? Gabe coming in as a member. Welcome, welcome. Every so many questions, guys. I'm going to take a break to shoot the shit with live chat, and then we're going to go back to heavy question. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys, for coming in on TikTok. We have over 75 people checking us out on TikTok. We got Twitter going right now. We got YouTube going. This is fantastic. Love, love, love to see it. Thank you guys for joining in and listening. Love to have it here. Barrett Epp, how's it going, man? Thanks for coming to join us on the Twitter. Appreciate you. Welcome, welcome. All right, so need a breather. Here's a little water breather. You guys are getting me hyped up on questions. Somebody was asking about the shed earlier. I'm going over to the shed property Thursday. I'm going to be there all day Thursday recording a video. Right now I have 3 miners up and running. I had to get a specific shroud in and a 10-inch fan, a 10-inch inline fan. This is for the S21 XP. To get my S21 XP up and running in that shed. I had to also get a, what do they call that? A reducer from 8-inch to 10-inch, and to get that set up. So I'm going to get my 4th ASIC set up in the new shed. But so many things coming. Thursday, my next shed gets delivered. That'll be delivered on Thursday. Can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome. Joey, if you're around, do you want to come out, brother? Thursday's the day. Going to be a lot going on, working on the shed. New sheds coming in. Wait till you see that. That's shed number 3 over there at our new crypto compound. In addition to that, what else do we have? We're going to be diving into finally immersion over there. I got 2 immersion systems I'm installing over there in 2 weeks. I got the oil coming in. I'm trying to get as much as I can done with immersion over at the new shed before the first snow, before winter hits is kind of my goal. Let me know. I'm going to be there, all day Thursday. So please let me know. There's lots to do over there. There always is. There always is lots to do. But don't come out trying to do a freaking floor crap. This is a productive day in the shed and at the property. All right, we're jumping back into question mode here. So I am scrolling back up. There's so many questions. I love this. Let's see. Okay. This question, great question, coming in here from Jason. What is the best operating system to mine with, or Windows app 10 equivalent? Okay, we're going to break this into 2 sections. If you want to get into mining with a desktop computer, I love to see it. Now, some of these mining OGs in the space or elitists will be like, don't do it. You're not going to make anything. Anyone who's looking to mine on a desktop PC, remember where you were when you started. It's entirely for beginners. So remember, these people are just dabbling in. They're in proof of concept mode. So that being said, if we look at your running Windows on, let's say this is your everyday computer that you use multiple times a day, Windows 10, Windows 11, you game on it, you do homework on it, you do work on it. The first one there's a few to look at. Unmineable is one that you can look at, a platform. That allows you to mine one coin and then get paid out in another coin, which is great. You can kind of pick and choose. Another great one is NiceHash, but NiceHash does require KYC. So like, you got to register, you got to show your license and it's gotten, unfortunately, too regulated, and I don't like it. But NiceHash is the best one out there, I feel like. It'll use your GPU, it'll use your CPU, it'll convert it right, it'll mine whatever it needs to, convert it to Bitcoin, and it pays out great. It works wonderful. Then one I haven't used yet, and some of you guys might have used it, is Cryptex. Cryptex has a avenue to go where you can install an application, it mines and it pays you out. You can get paid out in Bitcoin. I think there's like USDC. You can go right to bank account, Visa, Amazon gift cards. There's a lot of different options. So if you want all of these and you want videos on all of these, here's how to find them. You ready? Go over to my website, thehobbyistminer.io. Go to where to buy. Once you're over there, there is what is it called? At the very, very bottom, The Hobbyist Miner, and then where to buy, check for our trusted brands, and at the very bottom, mining software. And you can find NiceHash, Unmineable, and Cryptex all over there with discounted links as well as videos. Now, on your second part of your question, if you have a computer that isn't your day-to-day daily driver and you want to just try out mining on it, and you're a little bit more computer savvy, I would recommend getting HiveOS. It's Linux based, but it's very simple and easy to do. I have a whole guide on this that holds your hand through it. It's easy to use. You can install HiveOS on it, and then You don't even have a keyboard and mouse, a monitor hooked up to it. It's just a computer by itself with Ethernet and power. And you go ahead and manage it from a web page on your other daily driver. All of that is over there, so go check it out. Great question coming in here from Jason. I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Let's see here. This question comes in from Ray York. I'm going to take your question here. Ray asks, when you deployed Helium hotspots, did you include separate VLAN routers as well? Did the business owners give pushback over installing something they didn't understand on their network? So if you're going to install a Helium hotspot as an operator, and there's two ways to go. If you're working as if you want to install it, like let's just say a pizza shop, like that's where I installed one. Went to the pizza shop, and you have to explain what you're recommending in pizza shop terms, not what's in Ray York's mind. This is the person asking the question. So approach the pizza shop, and now I have relationships with them. I know them already. So it's like, hey guys, how's it going? Shake hands with the owners, know them, whatever. Listen, I got this device, just got this in more recently. This will help to boost and extend your the cell phone signal in the pizza shop. It's just not the best. This will go ahead and boost it for a variety of different carriers. Can I plug this into your network here? Doesn't interfere with anything, doesn't bother anything. It completely runs itself. You have to do nothing. And it'll go ahead and boost your cell phone signal for you guys, as well as any of your patrons in here. The kickback for me is it does give me a little bit of crypto every single month for helping out this, using this device. That's it. Done. You're not explaining Helium. You're not explaining the connects. And then when they're like, oh yeah, that sounds good, plug it in, plug it into their network, walk away, and you're done. Go sit, have a piece of pizza, set it up, the rest on your phone, and you're done. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Now you might have somebody who's a little bit more business savvy and it's like, oh, well, I'll split the crypto profits with you. Great. Like, sure, whatever. Why do you have to go with VLANs? Why do you have to overcomplicate it? You really don't need to. The people aren't accessing that network like that are connected. So that's what I would recommend, Ray York. Hopefully that helps you out. Close question. I'm going to jump back to the live stream here, answer any questions here. Oh, Barrett, you're on. Barrett was on Twitter. Weren't you on Twitter? And Barrett, did you jump over to TikTok? Where's the best way to ask questions? You can ask them anywhere. You ask them wherever you want, brother. Wherever you want. But you can ask it right there. If you're on TikTok, ask it right over there. Thank you, man. Do appreciate you coming in, by the way. Oh, so right. Why Bitcoin? Why? That is a massive question that, like, I just don't even know how to answer. Bitcoin is a store of value long term. Anything else is just a gateway to make a quick buck to get to Bitcoin. All right, there you go. That's it. That's it. I'm answering the question right there. That's as far as we're going. Catching up on live chat. Bare Naked Miner, by the way, in chat says this perfectly. I remember depositing my first 30 cents and you were hooked. 100%. I think because you question everything when you go ahead and you start mining, and you're mining this funny money and you're getting paid with your rig or computer, you absolutely don't know, like, is this legitimate? Until you, I remember for me, I first started out my channel. If you go back in my first videos, go all the way back and watch the first like 5 videos. They're very short, maybe 5-6 minutes. I got a GTX 970. It was $100. I mined Raven coin on it. It was so difficult to figure out, even though it really wasn't, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember when I got my first payout of Raven coin to my wallet, and I was like, that was the moment, right? All it takes is proof of concept being proven, and then you're absolutely hooked. And I was like, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Which is great. Thank you guys, by the way. A lot of people coming in on TikTok. Love to see great success. 114 people coming in on TikTok to hang out with us today. I do appreciate you. Check it out. Catching up on a little bit in chat. Howdy. Yo, Yeti, you exist? You exist, Yeti? Love to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Yep. I'm just continuing to scroll through chat, guys. I'm taking most of the questions via the question feature on YouTube, but I am taking questions on TikTok and on Twitter. Barrett says, my experience started as looking at hyper-local data sensors. Started a bit of mining mini PC. Nice. You know, it's very interesting because like mining has expanded into like a lot of devices. DEPIN, right, has really gone a long way. and really pulled a lot of people in. So love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. All right. I'm jumping back over to questions here. I'm kind of jumping back and forth between live chat and the question chat on YouTube, but I'm reading chat everywhere. Just keep in mind, trying to do my best to keep up with everybody. We got a lot going on here. Once again, guys, we are doing these live Q&As now every Tuesday from 12:30 Eastern up to 12:30 to 1:30 to 2 o'clock. Hour and a half every day. So yeah. Oh, Barrett says moved to DEPIN wing bits now, expanding into mining, looking at fiat dedicated solo miners. Nice. Dude, DEPIN is a great gateway. It's an absolute great gateway. Yeah, there's a white bar at the top, guys. You got to click the bar and ask the questions if you're on YouTube, because what I'm trying to do is utilize the tools that YouTube has provided, and these are great ways for me to try to keep up with questions the best I can. All right, I'm back over here on questions. Jesus, you guys have so many questions. I love it. This is why I'm doing this. Okay, here is a great question from Radu. I get this question a ton. Go Mining does an insane job of marketing and advertising. Like, I get this question on YouTube videos all the time. By the way, I'm like touching my desk. I know it bumps the cameras a little bit. I actually bought a full floor stand to move my tripod to, so that doesn't happen in the future. I'm sorry. I'm a very animated person with my hands, touching the desk, going back and forth. That's just the person I am. If you've ever met me, you know that. Go Mining. Everything I have read is that Go Mining is a straight up cloud service, and I don't recommend it. They've made it very easy. However, you invest in Go Mining and Go Mining disappears tomorrow. What then? What do? You don't own anything. So I don't recommend cloud mining in any way, shape, or form. Here's why. You could go to Go Mining. You could spend a bunch of money. You could rent different things and such. Or why don't you actually do it like the way it's designed? Why do you have to do it this scammy avenue? So if you want to rent hash rate, rent hash rate. Don't go play over on Go Mining at their hybrid model, which is entirely scammy to me. If you want to rent hash rate, go out and rent hash rate. If you're like, I want a Bitcoin mine for 30 days at this hash rate, then go over to NiceHash, set up an account, and rent your hash rate. Like, truly rent hash rate. Don't try to pretty it up with all different types of avenues like Go Mining does. I just don't recommend it at all. So that I'm sticking to it. And I think it's because for me, I understand how mining works, how hash rate rental works. Go Mining is like the dumbed down version with massive risk. And I just don't like it at all. All right, looking here, catching up. All right, let's see. Wow, this is a question here. Okay, this question comes in from Klaus. Hi, I'm new to the channel. Welcome, Klaus. Everyone say hi to Klaus. Klaus. I'm setting up my first Hydro setup. What are your thoughts on the HK3 V6 containers? So, I have so much to add to this. Klaus, do you have any experience in mining before you're getting into Hydro, let alone in HK3? If you guys aren't familiar, in HK3 is what you guys, a lot of the stuff you saw at Simple Mining, when I toured Simple Mining's facility, where they had 150 Hydro containers, plus every one of those containers had 2 cooling towers there. That is not an easy, like, oh, I'm just going to jump into this. Now, I pray that you're new to my channel, but you have lots of experience within mining and you're just kind of jumping into Hydro. Great. Like, I'm hoping that's the avenue you're going and not I've never mined before in my life and I'm buying a $300,000 mining container solution with dual cooling towers. Like, talk about ballsy, right? Absolutely ballsy. I love the idea. The hard part about hydro mining is the expensive part about hydro mining is not actually the miners. It's actually the infrastructure and the knowledge that you pay for. So as I said, mining containers with full-size hydro units, like what you're referring to, is crazy expensive. It runs awesome. It's amazing when it's absolutely running. A great way to cool your miners. Hydro miners have less issues, less problems, less breaking because it's more consistent through there. You have less repairs, less up and down time. However, you're paying for it on the infrastructure side. You're not paying for it on the miner side. Hydro miners are not that expensive. It's everything else that's crazy expensive. But I love to hear that you're doing it. I think it's great. I think hydro will be the future when it comes down to mining at scale. I think a lot of these mining companies will move away slowly from air-cooled and get more into hydro, which is the thing. Hey, Jeffrey Parker, thank you for the $1.99, brother. I appreciate you. That is absolutely awesome. How do you keep your hair that clean and fresh? Hair putty. Hair putty. And I shaved this morning too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry, been busy with Dynex Apollo hardware. I saw something like that. It was like, I don't know what it was. It looked like a GPU that you had taken off the cooler and everything with, the heatsink and all, and replaced it with like a 3D printed one. I know nothing about it. If you have a link, hit me up on Discord. Love to read more about it. I have not kept up with you and everything going on. All right, so just catching up on the live chat here, and then I absolutely am going to go ahead and check out things more and more here. Oh yeah, Joey Gambit in YouTube, he is posting the link for one-on-one consulting. Yep, we do. I do one-on-one consulting almost about 4 to 5 times a week, and it's been great. Thank you very much there, Joe. We do appreciate you for linking that. Heck yeah. All right, we're jumping back over to questions. We're keeping this going. We have just over an hour left, it looks like. Or no, just under half. Just over 30 minutes left. Oh my God. There's no way we're getting all these questions. That's all right. We'll have to do it next time. Let's scroll up here. Let's see. These you guys. All right, I don't... let's see here. I'm reading some questions. Trying to see. Riley in chat. This is just a quick one I can answer. Riley in chat is asking about what's the best alcohol cleaner for ASICs. So I actually use a medical grade rubbing alcohol solution. It's 99.9%. Go over to my website, thehobbyistminer.io. Go to, it's just an easy way to show it. Then go to where to buy mining accessories, and there I have the alcohol right on there if you need it. And then more recently, I have started, I used it for the first time. So I actually, 2 people had recommended this for thermal paste to buy because my S21s were overheating a ton during the summer. And there's 2 solutions for that. You can use a third-party firmware like LuxOS. LuxOS, I cannot wait to use. I'm absolutely using coming up in the spring and summer, where if you turn on APM mode, it will downclock your miners when they're getting too hot to keep them up and hashing, and then will upclock them when the temperatures cool down. But my S21s constantly had issues with overheating. It's just poor design, and the paste is the easy way to fix it. So I haven't put this on my website yet because I wanted to test it first, and I've used it now. It's awesome. So a lot of ASICs use 3 Kelvin, 3 kW for their thermal paste. But what I found was a company called Maxstore Thermal Paste, and it's not 3 Kelvin, it's 20, and it is gray. It's not that like pink skin colored look. It's gray. And I went ahead and picked that up, and it's about $35 for, you know, about a little bit bigger than like hair gel, hair putty size, like 300 grams. And it's worked amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, I'm sorry, not 20, 12, not 2012. So it was 3. It jumped me to 12. I spoke with 2 individuals in the ASIC repair industry, and both of them were like, oh yeah, if you can go to 6, that would be great. And I'm like, have you guys ever tried this out? And they're like, no, but like 12 is amazing. So I went ahead and picked up 12. It's gray. Now I've only used it on a small unit. I do want to you have to get a dropper, because, or you can get the sheet set up to do a whole thing at once. But you have to remember, if there's like 100 chips per hash board, you got to use that dropper and put that thermal paste 100 times. So I would not recommend using a dropper if you're doing this all the time. So just a thought, but hopefully that answers your question there, brother. Great question. Let's see here. I am going down the chat. Okay, this is a good question. I'm going to start looking for questions that are more higher quality versus like same old, same old. Hopefully you guys understand. This question comes in from JF89. Do you think, let me go, do you think it is a good time to buy more ASICs, or should we wait for the market is doing to get best price? So, great question. I'm going to use the L9 right now because the L9 and the S21 XP are the only full-size ASICs air-cooled that I would recommend right now. Not talking immersion, anything else like that. L9 and the S21 XP. Now, we haven't seen the DG2, I don't think has shipped yet. If the DG2 Plus is shipping, then go that route. AlphaPex over Bitmain every single time, okay? Now, that being said, and that's just from a reliability perspective. I mean, honestly, Bitmain's quality, and I have a whole video on this, go scroll back like 3-4 weeks ago, calling Bitmain repair a scam. Bitmain's quality is so bad. Honestly, it's probably 1 in 5 miners I get from them has a problem and needs a repair and needs a replacement. My last one, S21, both the fans, the front fans, did not work. They were failing. Wouldn't let the unit start up. Like, are you kidding me? It's a brand new unit. How is that even, like, come on, guys. Anyways, right now is the best time to buy an ASIC miner. You're like, well, why? Why? The profits are lower because of prices. The prices of these units are significantly lower. An an L9 goes for like $6,500 right now, if not less, because Dogecoin's at 15 cents. Those of you guys are like, well, what if I can get it for cheaper? What if I hold out for 4? Well, then the market's going to be down even more. Who knows when that'll be, when that'll happen? There's always going to be a better day. You don't know it. You can't break out your magic 8-ball and shake it and be like, okay, what exact day and time is the best time to buy an ASIC? You see the market red, you see the market dipping. If you buy an L9 today for like $6,500, whatever, and then in 6 months, Dogecoin's at 40 cents, 42 cents, and that L9 now sells brand new for 17 grand, you bet your ass you're selling that. That is the easiest $10,000 you've ever made. Like, absolutely go ahead and do it. I do recommend it 100%. Honestly, 100% of the time. If you want to talk more about like JF, like what do you want to buy, where to buy from, where to have it hosted, who to trust, who not to trust, what hosting companies to look for, what ones not to, schedule a one-on-one with me. I do one-on-one calls multiple times a week. It's over on my website, thehobbyistminer.io. And yeah, let's get it scheduled. Great question though. Thank you very much for asking it. I do appreciate it. I'm going to jump over to live chat for a few minutes, guys, and then we're going to go ahead and jump back. And that should be good, which will be great. All right, let's look here. I'm just checking the live chat, checking in to see what people are chatting about, and then we'll go back to that. Guys, if you're on TikTok, welcome. This is my first time live on TikTok. If you're on Twitter, welcome, guys. Feel free to ask your questions in chat. If you're on TikTok or Twitter, it's a lot smaller of an audience, a lot less active of an audience versus on YouTube. That's why I'm using the question feature on YouTube, because YouTube just gets a little bit wild, to be honest with you. We're answering questions, Q&A questions, kind of an AMA here this week. And I plan to do this every week. If you guys like this idea of just like ask a question, quick fire answer, a little quick fire, 2 to 3 minutes, let me know. And I will absolutely do this more often, which I think is great. Did you miss the L9 giveaway? No, you didn't miss the L9 giveaway. There's a Joker miner. There's always taxes. Like you can't wait for one opportunity versus another. All right. Let me swap back over to questions here. Let's take some more questions from the live chat. Every time I swap over, I got to scroll up because you guys are lighting things up right now. So this question, I will answer. This one comes from Bare Naked Miner. Dude, this guy's full of questions, but they're great questions. With a downturn on script, do you continue to mine or break even rigs, betting on future profits or yield? So take out of your question, downturn. With script, do you continue to mine or break even rigs, betting on future profits? Yes, you're always betting on future profits. Like, so now you inject downturn. Okay, so the market's dipped. It doesn't mean, like, you got to remember 20 to 30% swings, and this is going to hurt for some people that are in traditional finance, are the norm in crypto. That's why it gets the ugly title of crypto mining and crypto is so volatile. Honestly, I'm entirely numb to these 20 to 30% swings. And people that are fearful, like somebody asked, like, oh, Rabid said we're in the bear market. Maybe, but if the bear market means that this is the bear market, like all of a sudden we're in it, I'll take it. This is not so bad. And some of you guys are like, well, what do you mean? All the altcoins are garbage. You know, guys, this could absolutely be the new norm. 4-year cycles could be gone. Altcoin seasons could not exist anymore. Bitcoin and crypto are an everyday household name. They are in the news every single day. You have major companies investing in it. You have ETFs that are out there that are in it. Like, this didn't exist in the last 2 cycles. Crypto was not a household name. Bitcoin was not a household name. This could be the norm. Is this if this is a bear market, it's really funny to me. Like, to be honest with you, because I'm like, okay, great. Like, all right, that's not so bad. Are we going to get massive bull runs like we saw in the past? Maybe not. Maybe this is the norm. Is that some people live and breathe by the cycles and are like, no, it needs to be clearly defined bear market. The bull market needs to be clearly defined. Then fine. If you want a clear indicator for a bull market, go back to how many times we hit Bitcoin all-time high. Like, it's silly. Anyways, you're always mining Bare Naked Miner for future profits, right? Like, that's why you're mining. Unless literally every single day you're taking 100% profits with your miners. And if that's the case, your mindset's totally different. For me, I do not take 100% profits. Right now I take 80% profits. I've been taking 80% profits for about 6 months. Everything I mine every single day on traditional ASICs, not on DEPIN and stuff, 80% is getting converted to USDC. 10% is going to Bitcoin, 10% is going to Dogecoin. Those are for my script and my Bitcoin miners. For Caspa, somebody asked about Caspa earlier. Guys, I still have 165 terahash of Caspa miners online mining every single day. It's about 11 ASIC miners, full-size ASIC miners. And this is a massive gamble play. I am just stacking Caspa as long as I can. Will I regret it? Maybe. Ask me in 6 months. Maybe not. But I've already been doing this for the last, I don't even know how long. And so, yes, I'm very bullish on Caspa. So hopefully that answers your question there. Bare Naked Miner, love to see the questions. By the way, guys, if you have questions and I can't even get to them on comments in the YouTube, I can't get to them on these Q&A sessions that we're doing here. We're going to do these each week. Next week, I have to skip. I'm at Mining Disrupt. But drop in the Discord. Joey Gambit, you can put a link in Discord. Discord, there's lots of other miners out there. It's easier for me to get to those questions as time permits. Go over and ask them over there for sure. It's a great outlet. What is a good miner for beginners? This question is coming in here from Gareth. First off, Gareth, welcome. I don't think I've seen you in chat before. Anyways, second part of this is, what is a good miner for beginners? So here's what I'm going to recommend, because I could spend an hour on this. Go over to my website, theHobbyistMiner.io. There's an articles section, because I want you to do your research. I'm not just going to spoon feed this to you, because there's no definite answer. Go over to the articles section, and there are articles on exactly what you're talking about. I have a great article over there, top 5 miners of 2025 for home miners. Go check that out. That'll be a great read for you. And there's multiple articles over there for beginners just starting out on great miners to get started, to learn on, that aren't going to break the bank, that are like under 250 bucks. Go over and check it out. I want to lead you. I want to lead you to water. Let me jump over to live chat here for a few. Once again, shout out to everybody on TikTok for joining us here. We've had 217 people come in and hang out with us. So welcome, guys. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. And we got people over on the Twitter. So thank you guys very much for coming over here. I'm going to scroll up a little bit here. I am trying to keep up with live chat and the questions. Yeti says, with quantum technology on its way, what's your take on quantum and the dangers of it being able to break encryption? Or do you think we are too far away to worry? Great question, Yeti. Very complicated question, but I do like it. I don't think quantum technology is as close as where companies like to advertise it, right? Like, are we there right now where tomorrow we can go ahead and break seed phrases and stuff? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. There's a lot of behind the scenes secrecy that we don't know about. That being said, blockchain continues to advance, right? So it might not be as advancing as quickly as quantum technology, but I don't know of anybody yet who has achieved quantum technology to what the level is that we understand it. I think there's a lot of companies working towards it. I think there's a lot of companies trying to solve it, but like, it's not like, oh yeah, it's now available, and it could, go ahead and crack the encryption on these blockchains tomorrow. I think with blockchain continuing to advance and quantum compute and technology continue to advance, I'm hoping it's a side-by-side like race and battle. And as we know, there's always bad actors and good actors when that technology is finally established. So that'll be very unique. Can the quantum technology be used to help protect blockchain versus the bad actors? I think it's going to be really interesting. So we'll definitely have to see for sure. But welcome. Great question, Yeti. You are on it. All right, let's see. Let me go ahead. We're getting back to these questions. Dude, these questions are awesome. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, there's so many. But I love to see. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I just got to find my place. Joey Gambit had asked, sell all 3.5 million Neoxa for Caspa. Nope. If Neoxa was pumping and Caspa was low, I would say yes, do that. But now you're selling Neoxa in a massive loss. And then what? You're taking your losses, a massive loss, and buying Caspa at a dip. It's not a this for that. So I would not do that. Phil asked a question here good question, Phil. Any differences when running 120 or 240, I assume you mean volt, on mining, heat and amps? So if you take one miner well, first off, not all miners can run a 120 and 240, or based off where you are, it could be 200, 220. But not all miners can run on both. They have to have, I think it's like the transformer inside that supports both. And does it support natively flipping? Most miners do. My cell hasher didn't. I took my cell hasher 120, plugged it into a 240 outlet, and boom, smoke came up out of it. So I had to get a new motherboard for my cell hasher. I still got to install it. But that being said, 240 is it's going to be more efficient. So if you take a miner and you plug it in to 120, let's say your watts are 100, and then you plug into 240, it could be, I don't know, 90. Just throwing out some numbers that are out there. What's up, Dave? Hey, Twitter works too. Hey, Dave. Welcome, Dave. Thanks for coming to hang out with us on Twitter. That being said, heat is directly equivalent to the amount of amps being used. So the less amount of amps, the less amount of heat that you're going to get. So hopefully that answers your question there. Let's close that out. Moving on here. Do I think... This is a question here coming in from Unji. Do I think Bitcoin will hit 150 this year? If not, what do you think it will do? All right, hang on. So this is, you see this? This is a little drone my kids need me to plug. It's not a drone. It's like a ball with a fan on it. It's pretty sweet, right? You like shake it and then it floats on its own and it LED and it goes everywhere the dog chases it. This is my magic 8 ball. Okay. I'm going to shake it. Well, will we hit 150,000 this year with Bitcoin? There's a chance. Literally anyone who wants to sit around and read charts and try to act like they're telling the future like a fortune teller, do not watch or listen to them. No one knows what the market is going to be. Hey, what's up there, Mr. Whitbox? How are you? Thanks for coming to join on TikTok. We need to get these likes up. We do. Please do it. Please. It's my first time on TikTok. So anyways, that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed that laugh. But in all honesty, with Bitcoin being right around 100,000 now today, wherever it was, 101.99, do I see it going back up to 150? Not unless the stars align. Not unless the Federal Reserve comes in and drops our basis points massively. Not unless we have a job report come out and like jobs are up. Not unless the government, maybe when if the government reopens, and all of a sudden, SNAP benefits and everything's being returned back, that's going to be big. Not unless there's a major announcement. Like, all of those things are direct factors. It's just what's going on in the world, especially financially. When people are hurting financially, it's directly reflected onto Bitcoin. We see it all the time. When people have disposable income, people are buying more crypto. So hopefully that helps you out to answer that. We don't know what's going to happen. So that's why I say that, to be honest with you. 100%. Let me see here. You know it. Must have missed the YouTube notification. It's okay. That's why we're live on TikTok and on Twitter. We got different people coming to hop into chat to hang out. Just jumped over to live chat here. Reading a little bit more on live chat. Checking in with people. Pavel was asking about Vast AI. I have not built my Vast AI rig yet. I've actually changed up my strategy a little bit. So I've been waiting to get an Omega frame in. It's a massive open frame. Because that rig's going to have 4 power supplies, 8 3090s. Well, that was my first thought, but I've decided to pivot. So I'm taking all my 3090, 3090s. I have 8 3090s, and I have the motherboard's CPU, the heat sinks, the power supplies, everything. And I'm going to, in one video, build all of those out. Single card rigs with 3090s, 64 gigabytes of memory, 2 terabyte solid state NVMe's in one video. I'm not pulling a panda doing a live stream, building one at a time. We're just going to go, bam, everything's made. And I'm going to get those up and running and in my home shed. The massive rig that I'm building that has the Epic CPU with the super micro motherboard, 512 memory, the insanely expensive bifurcation cards and everything, SAS cables, 4 power supplies. That one I've decided I'm going to go the 4090 route, but I can't afford 8 4090s. Are you nuts? So I'm going to do one at a time, add them to that rig. So I'm waiting for the frame to come in, and then we're going to go down that route. So Pavel, hopefully that answers your question there, brother. All right. Let's see. Guys, look at these great questions. I'm just reading through the questions here, guys. Let's see. Oh, this is a good question. Talking about AI. Yeah, glad to see some of these questions. AI is fun. It has its value, 100%. Question in chat was asked. I have a 5090 with a 9950 X3D, 64 gigabytes of memory. Love it so far. Great GPU, great CPU, great memory, and a 2 terabyte M2. Love it. What other companies that would you take me other than Salad? It's consistent but low pay. Speed is 1 gigabit down, 0.1 gigabit up. Okay, so you have a great rig. I actually have a video. If you haven't seen the video with Modern Mining, we talk about like everything. Go check it out, please. It's on my channel. It's a black thumbnail, me, yellow a little bit. And it says like what you didn't know or everything you should know about like GPU or AI rig rentals. In that video, you have everything for a great single rig. I love it. Except your internet is terrible. Your internet is fighting against you because your 1 gig down is good, but your upload is terrible. And that upload is a massive factor when it comes down to rig rentals. It's working against you. You could still try other platforms, but I think you're still going to be a little bit lagged behind in demand. So look at like Core AI. I did a video. I have the little mini 4060. It's like a blue thumbnail with a little more 4060. I tried out Core AI for the very first time. That might be a good option for you. Try that out too. The hard part is that one of the big ones is reliability. Your rig's got to be up all the time, every day. And that internet, man, your internet is just as important as your graphics card. Like it really is when you're looking at demand. So if you can find a way to get that upload speed up, great. If you can't, then I would look at Salad's great because it's built for up down. Reliability is not a factor. Core AI reliability is a factor, but as long as your internet's okay, you might be all right. That the upload speeds of 10 megabytes is not that great, but try it out. Your 1 gig is at least helpful for the download of the job, but it's the upload that's the challenge. Core AI might be a good avenue for you. I am eager to try out with my rigs coming up. I'm going to be putting most of my single card rigs on Vast. But I'm also looking at, guys, by the way, 15 minutes left in the live streams. Vast, TensorDoc, and what is it? QuickPod are ones I'm considering, but I need to read more into some of their requirements. But great question. Thank you very much for asking it. Edwin, oh, let's see here. No, I already got to that. Does anyone know why dashes you guys are pumping? I'm just reading here. I'm just trying to find some questions here. Oh, this is a good question here. Because I've talked about this. Best low power PC for hosting a Bitcoin node. Yeah, I actually, I have a video. Go back, like, the only reason I reference videos so much, guys, is like I can't answer everything in this format for you, but I have a whole video that's 10 minutes long and I answer it. Go back 3 weeks ago on my channel. There's a thumbnail like this, orange background, holding a little mini HP PC. Those I find are super reliant. There's a lot of like minimum spec, like you can run on a Raspberry Pi and everything, but like now you're talking like minimum spec. Get something that's decent. You don't need to go crazy. Literally, it's $100 PC is what I used in that video. It's great little HP mini PC. It's got like an i5 in it. I don't know if I go as low as an i7, a 2 terabyte solid state drive, and you can set that up in no time. Now there's lots of alternatives out there, but everything is like minimal specs, super cheap. And like mine literally just runs. It's up and it runs great. But keep in mind, if you have slower internet, it's going to take forever for that thing to sync. Once it's synced, you're good. But it could take a very long time for that thing to sync. Let's see. Select question. This one is coming in. Guys, we have a little under 15 minutes left. Thank you. This has been a great first successful style quickfire AMA. This has been awesome. Love these questions so far. Have you considered, or that's not it. How much do you pay per kilowatt hour? Total? Divide the total kilowatt used by how much the bill is that month. Yes. I mean, that at the end of the day, you want to first look at, exactly what you're saying. The total kilowatts used by your bill. That's going to give you an idea. So like, let's say your bill is $350 and you used 3,140 kilowatt hours, one divided by the other. Now, that being said, there are individual line items on that bill that are a factor that you want to find out how to lower. So like for me in Pennsylvania, it might be different from you. In Pennsylvania, I have two sides to my bill. I have a demand and a supply side. And on the demand side, that comes directly from my power company. We need some TikTok questions. Why are you so handsome? Whoa. I appreciate the questions, but come on now. So demand comes from the power company. You distracted me. So I can't alter that at all. That's actually locked in Pennsylvania for everyone. Everyone pays that demand side. Now, residential versus commercial service, it's a little bit up in the air. Rabbit, we were just talking about you earlier. Talking about the bear market. A question came up. So that being said, in Pennsylvania, on my shed property, my commercial side is actually a demand charge. And because my demand is constant at my sheds, I pay roughly about $500 a month just in demand. So you don't really have a direct kilowatt hour conversion. But on the supply side, there's a line item directly for kilowatt hour. And that is something that you want to shop. You want to find agreements and contracts on. Right now, I'm on a 3-year agreement for that for 0.74. I was trying to think through how many years. 0.74. So 7 cents is what that comes in at. And that's why I built the other shed. And we're going to be pulling that into the other contract is how that works. But great question. Thank you very much for asking it. Closing out that question. Moving on. Bam. I'm going to swap over to live chat for a few minutes and then we'll keep it going here. Just checking in with people here. Rabbit mining. I need financial advice. Am I holding to zero? Yes. It's not a loss until you sell. Not a loss until you sell. Thank you, Joey Gambit, for posting in chat. Do appreciate it. FutureBit does have their new solo miner they just came out with, which is entirely separate. But I feel like it's significantly cheaper and easier just to do it yourself and use something like Umbrel. I think Umbrel OS is very basic and simple. Are there states that don't have supply and demand prices? Yes. So there are states that control. Great question from DJ Poker Center in chat. By the way, guys, go check out his YouTube channel. Had a great conversation with him just a few weeks ago on the channel with DJ. But anyways, yes, some states do not have that broken down. I don't know if Virginia, DJ, I'm not sure how they're designed. You may not know in your situation, but some states, they do not allow. So in my state, power supply is deregulated. What that means is that you have the ability as a homeowner or power consumer, because it could be homeowner or business, to go ahead and shop your electric from the supply side. So that is kind of like who's reselling you that electric. The generator side is where that power company comes in, and that is where they're actually like the power company behind it. Mine's PPL. There are some states that it's not deregulated and you have no choice. And it's just like, I have company ABC and they are the supply and the demand company, and I have no options to alter that. Sometimes that is absolutely the case, and that's tough because then you're stuck. At least in Pennsylvania, the supply side for me and anyone else, you can actually shop. So there's 30 plus or more different companies out there. There's new ones popping up every day, and they're just reselling it. Slumming it on TikTok. I see you on TikTok, Mr. Whitbox. I see you out there. Thank you guys. By the way, we've had 275 people over on TikTok. We got YouTube going, and we have Twitter going right now. So thank you guys. But great questions so far, guys. Let me go back over to our questions. If you're on YouTube, there's a question white bar at the top, and I'm taking questions from there. We've been going hard since 12:30 on questions. 2 o'clock, we're done. 9 minutes. I got a video to edit and 2 videos to record. So come on now. Let's see. I can't take all the questions. Some of them are repetitive. I want to make sure we're getting some good ones in here. Rick Layton in chat asked the question. So, have you ever considered converting an air-cooled miner to a hydro instead of doing immersion? So great question. So first off, have I considered it? No. Why? Hydro infrastructure is so expensive. That's why hydro miners are significantly less expensive from a price perspective, because you need massive amount of infrastructure to support them. Now, let's say you're doing one, right? You have one air-cooled miner and you're like, do I go immersion or do I go hydro? You can buy standalone individual systems for hydro and you can run it, but it's not very clean. It's a lot more of like tinkering into the plumbing side of things with the glycol mixture solution. I don't recommend hydro at all. Do I recommend immersion? I think immersion is a lot of fun. That's why I'm going down that route. But for me, my 2 immersion units that I have that I'm going to be installing over at my new shed are 2 C2 kits. I decided to go with 2 C2 kits because I already own them versus buying a C6 kit. Why buy more if I'm not using the other ones? But I am not going to run air-cooled units in immersion to convert them over to immersion miners, because I've run a few units in immersion, and once you go immersion, you can't go back. Any of these people that try do it wrong. And what I mean by that is, if you run a unit in immersion, when you take it out, to truly get it back to a good state, you need to clean it. So I always recommend rubbing alcohol. You need to take off all the heat sinks, and you need to repaste them all entirely. What a lot of people do is they take them out of immersion, they clean them, but they don't repaste them. Well, guess what? Immersion, the fluid eats away at the actual paste. If you take a unit out of immersion and look, you're like, oh, what's all that pink stuff in the bottom of your tank? That's all the thermal paste. And I've seen it firsthand in person. A unit that was sent to a hosting company, S19K Pro, slotted, ran for a little while, and then literally caught on fire while I was at this hosting company, and took it apart, lifted up the hash board, and all the heats, everything just fell off of it. And going back to the customer, they just yanked it out of immersion, thought they cleaned it off good and sent it, not realizing the dangers of that. So I am going with immersion units. I actually bought already an S21 XP immersion miner, and I bought a Canon Avalon 1566i immersion unit that are built for immersion entirely. So hopefully that answers your question. Thanks for putting me down that rabbit hole, by the way. I'm excited to get into immersion. Immersion is not for everyone. Not everybody can afford it, but it should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to it. Oh, nice, DJ. Dirt cheap Avalon Q. Yep. 100%. Good call. I'm just catching up on chat here, guys, the best I can. I'm kind of reading between live chat on TikTok, on Twitter, and the questions that people are submitting over on YouTube, which is great. All right, jumping on to our next question here. Guys, we'll be live for 5 more minutes. This is a new format that I'm doing every week on Tuesdays because I feel like my community doesn't have the opportunity. You ask lots of questions on the comments on videos, and I just can't get to all of them. And a lot of them are repeat questions. So I wanted to do a format like this. I'm going to do this every Tuesday at 12:30 p.m., the same time period that we're live right now. I won't be live next week, though, but I will be doing this every single week. Right now, we're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. We will be adding Instagram coming up here very soon live, and we will be adding Twitch. We'll be live on all of them simultaneously. So I'm excited to be adding those to the list. Amplifier Gaming says, funny question, when is the Hobbyist Miner going to get a full-time assistant? So I don't have anyone full-time. I do have 2 people part-time. I'll get to your question here, Whipbox, in a minute. I have 2 people part-time, subcontracted out. I have one guy that works 6 to 7 hours a week that's helping me out on the podcast, articles, and on social media with posting of shorts to all my different platforms. He's helping me out with that. I have another guy that just started that is helping me out. He's working 2 to 4 hours a week, helping me out with comment moderation on my YouTube channel, just releasing a lot of the held comments, checking the comments for a lot of spam out there. YouTube has a terrible spam solution. There's so much spam and fake comments on YouTube, cleaning those up, getting that done, helping to moderate my Discord, and doing special projects as well. And then I have 4 thumbnail designers that I pay individually for my thumbnails. So that's why you'll see that my thumbnail styles are a little bit different based off of the YouTube video that I do pay as well. And so I have a small team around me, but no one full-time. I don't know that I'll ever have a full-time person, but good question. Thanks for asking. Catching up on chat here. Let's see, we got 3 minutes left. Try to get to these guys. I won't be able to get to all of them. As I said, jump over. Oh, your question here, Whipbox had asked, how is your son's rig doing? Is it still mining? No. So my son had a 8-card GPU rig on NiceHash OS. So it was converting everything to Bitcoin, and it was running NiceHash OS, and it had 8 1660 Ti's in it. They were the MSI ones, the really slick, like the Forza twin ones. We did decide to take it down about 6 months ago. So it was running up till that point. And we've been selling off the cards on eBay. They have sold like crazy, anywhere between $85 to $100 a card. And we've been doing like starting a bid at like $50 over 7 days and just selling the hardware. The mining farm server cases are not worth shipping. They're not even worth the shipping amount, the box, the amount of cost it's going to be, the weight. So is it crazy to think like these were $500 to $1,000 server cases for GPU mining, and now they're not even worth to ship, like because they're $100 to ship. Crazy. Question here from Shred de Block. Thoughts on Avalon Mini 3 as a solo miner, please? Does this unit make sense? So the Avalon Mini 3 is a heater. So it's a heater first, Bitcoin miner second. If that's what you're looking for, great. I have 2 of them running, 1 in each of my sheds right now. I actually have the exhaust, the heat facing towards my intake wall, raises the temperature about 5 degrees Fahrenheit. My goal is to get a little bit more heat on the intake wall as we start to get into the 20s, 30s and 20s here coming up through the winter time. If you're talking about a great, now the miner is a heater first and a Bitcoin miner second. That is like the Mini 3. That is its only purpose. If you're looking at it as a Bitcoin miner first, it's not great. Look at other options. Another great option if you're looking to learn and get into is the Nano 3S. I think that's a great one to get started with. Go over to my articles section on my website. We talked about this earlier, but it's a great learning tool for questions like this. Go over to hobbyistminer.io, go to articles, and you will find there are full articles on everything you want to know about these miners over there. It's a great read, has links to videos, has links for everything that you would need and want. I think that's going to answer some of your questions, though. But great question. I do appreciate it. All right, closing out that question. All right, let's see here. That's right. That's right. Yep, DJ's right. You need to add magic to the show. There you go. S21 XP Immersion is the unit I got. If you're wondering. There's a 3-question limit. I'm trying my best here. I tried my best, guys, to get through the questions, which is great. The Mining King. This is the last question, guys. This is the last question we're going to take. Is home crypto mining dead? ROI on most ASICs doesn't even make sense anymore. So, home mining, here's what I will tell you. Home mining is not dead. Home mining, though, has evolved and changed. And the difference is people coming in with a mindset of last bull run, plug in anything and it's profitable. Like, it was a great time, right? Wild time to be part of crypto mining. That world does not exist anymore, and I don't think it will. 2 things. First off, the electric prices across the globe have gone up. Now, that would be fine because you remember last bull run, people didn't even look at like their electric rates, right? Because the profitability was so good. But with electric rates so high and the market, especially for altcoins or proof of work coins being so low, it's a double negative. You have electric prices going up and you have profitability for proof of work coins going down. So it has become a real challenge, which has forced home miners to evolve. The people that are still in the mindset of like, I want to take this GPU mining rig, plug it in, make $20 a day per GPU, you are not happy. This is not the same world you stepped into several years ago. And that's the problem that I feel with a lot that's out there. Now, where it has evolved into solo Bitcoin miners. It has evolved into running nodes. It has evolved into DEPIN projects. It has evolved into buying full-size ASICs and having them hosted. And that's not for everybody. But the nice thing is that it still exists and there's still avenues. The hard part is people are looking for guaranteed profitability like it was last bull run. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. That mindset is not wrong. But the challenge is your mindset has not changed. You haven't evolved. You haven't altered your mindset to where we are today. DEPIN projects, they're not going to be crazy profitable ROI every single day. Instead, you get into 10 different DEPIN projects. One of them goes to mainnet and takes off and does well. So it's a gamble, 100%. Nothing is guaranteed. The nice thing is barrier to entry on DEPIN significantly lower. Great example, home mining, running solo Bitcoin miners. Are you going to hit a Bitcoin block? Probably not. Are they super expensive? No, they are not. Anything under $500 is not super expensive. I mean, the lowest like solo Bitcoin miner you can go with is like a $25 nerd miner. Should you put your life savings into that? No. Is there a chance you hit a Bitcoin block? Maybe, but there's no guarantees. So the nice thing is your barrier to entry on that is significantly lower. And just like Joker Miner likes to try to poke the bear, take ROI, take return on investment out of your vocabulary when you get into mining. And the last thing I'll say on this before we close out today's stream is investing, traditional investing, crypto mining, buying hardware, hosting hardware, buying DEPIN projects. Regardless of what label you want to put it under, it is all a gamble. Traditional investing is a gamble. Putting your money into a 401k is a gamble. Putting money into cryptocurrency is a gamble. Buying into that meme coin is a gamble. Buying that crypto miner is a gamble. It is all a gamble. Anybody who's trying to sugarcoat it and give you guarantees, especially when you're looking, somebody asked a question about cloud mining at the top of the stream. It's a gamble. There's no guarantees. When they say on your site, you invest X and you'll have 5X in 6 months, absolutely a gamble. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap things up for today. Our first massive Q&A, an hour and a half of just quick fire questions. Thank you guys, everybody on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter for joining me today. If I didn't get to your question, I am sorry. Please jump over to the Discord. Everything we talked about today over at thehobbyistminer.io. All the articles, the videos, the podcasts we have running over there, all the hyperlinks you're looking for. Go over, check it out over there, thehobbyistminer.io. If you can't find it over there, you're looking in the wrong spot. Guys, thank you guys very much for joining me today. This has been fun, but exhausting. I got 3 videos to go ahead and record. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Are you ready to invest in your next Bitcoin miner, but unsure where to start? Look no further than compassmining.io. Why choose Compass Mining? 3 reasons. Number 1, an effortless buying experience. Their state-of-the-art website and secure checkout process make purchasing your Bitcoin miner a breeze. Number 2, their expert guidance. Unsure which Bitcoin miner is right for you? Their friendly, knowledgeable team based in the US is here to help. Number 3, their hosting solutions. Need a place to host your new Bitcoin miners? Compass Mining has over 20 partner locations across the United States. I recently visited their Nebraska facility in December and now host several Bitmain Antminer S21s and S19K Pros at Compass. The experience was fantastic. Ready to learn more? Visit the link down below to set up a free one-on-one consultation with a Compass Mining team member, or watch the full Nebraska mining farm tour down below. Start your Bitcoin mining journey today with Compass Mining.